Hi everybody, very welcome to my channel. Today we're going to show you how to work with the noodles that they call magic noodles, and they also call them Shirataki noodles, they call them Konjac noodles. So I've been in the past couple of years on a lot of different Dukan diet pages on Facebook and so on, and the question that pops up all the time is, how do you cook these noodles? What do you do with them? And there's a lot of feedback there. A lot of people don't like the texture. I'm one of those who don't like the texture very much. And the other thing is people find them bland. So here we are. Here's a couple of different brands. So they also call them zero noodles. And the whole hoo-ha about it is it doesn't contain many calories at all. And they are still healthy. So Dr. Dukan has done a lot of research on these guys, and it's made from a root called the konjac root, and it's ground into a flour, and then they make noodles out of it. And it's actually high in fiber, but you need to be careful. If you've never used them before, try a small amount first, because a lot of people feel in their guts, you know, a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of gassiness, and all the other symptoms. And so you need to kind of build up to them. So what I do is, these are normally suggested as one portion. What I do is I split them in 2 or 3 portions. So what we're going to do is tell you a little bit how to make these noodles so they don't taste like nothing, because on their own they're not very tasty at all. So the key here is to add lots and lots of flavor. So first of all, you will see on YouTube there are hundreds of videos showing you how to cook these noodles, but not all of them are low in fat and low in calories and Dukan friendly. So today I will show you something that you can do that is Dukan friendly. So we've got different options here. This is a Thai red curry paste. So this is really good to add some flavor. You can just dissolve a little bit of the curry paste and put it through your noodles, and they will take on the flavor from the curry paste. Another idea you can do is you can add some pesto. This is a very herby pesto, and that again gives you lots of flavor. Another idea is some wild mushrooms with strong flavors. Today I've got a little convenience product here, and it is from Indonesia, the inspiration. And this little packet has got dehydrated vegetables in it, it's got some spices in it, and it's basically a ready mix. There's 1 or 2 ingredients in here that's not Dukan friendly, but you can absolutely use this as a treat meal. And if you're on a staircase, use it for a celebration meal, or on the 3rd phase, or on the 4th phase. So we're going to use these, but what I'll also do is I'll post for you a mix for Nasi Goreng spices. So if you can't find these little packets, make yourself your own spice mix that you can add to your noodles or to your rice. So today's recipe, this one is Nasi Goreng, and it's based on rice. And these guys are the noodle versions. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the rice for today, not the noodles. So in a minute, I'll show you all the ingredients we're going to be using. Okay guys, so today what we're going to do, we're going to make a dish called Nasi Goreng. Apparently it's the unofficial dish of the country Indonesia. So I grew up with this stuff. My father and my grandmother used to make it all the time because there were strong connections between the Dutch and Indonesia. So it's a really lovely dish. I've also done a little bit of reading up on it, and apparently people love it for breakfast, and that's why they often serve it with a fried egg. So us personally, we've had it mainly as a main course, and you can dress it up as much as you like, and you can serve it with, you know, a side of vegetables, It is really a lovely dish. So it's basically, in a nutshell, ways to use up little leftovers of vegetables you've got in your fridge. So don't be too worried about what you're going to be adding. I'm going to show you, what we have got here today, and you can make up your own little mixture of things. So down here by the vegetables I've got here 2 young onions, but you can also use leeks. Leeks are very popular. So I'm going to just slice them up very fine. I like having lots of greens with them. I've got a small piece of courgette here. I'm going to grate that up. And then a large carrot or 2 medium carrots. I'm also going to grate that. You can shred a little bit of cabbage if you want. And I have got some red peppers here. Now this will just be a totally vegetarian kind of nasi goreng, but you can add little bits of meat, and I'm thinking I might add a little bit of ham or a little bit of chicken to it as well. So that's quite often a meaty kind of nasi. Then over here I've just got a cucumber and a tomato. Now this is the traditional garnish that it's served with. So normally tomato wedges and then some chopped up cucumber. Then we're using a packet of the miracle rice or the Konjac rice or the Shirataki rice, whatever name you've got on your labeling there. It's all the same thing. Then the other thing I'm going to add is I'm going to just add a little drop of sweetener because the soya sauce I've got here, it's low in salt, but in Indonesia they like using a sweet soya sauce which is called kecap mani. So that's how we're going to balance the soya sauce with a drop of sweetener. I've got just a dribble of oil, and so I'm going to just chop these veggies up quickly and then we're going to cook it. Okay, so to prepare these dehydrated vegetables and spices, you just simply open the packet. And we're going to use 100 milliliters of boiling water straight from the kettle. So there we go. Let's have a look there. That's about right. And we put the veggies and the spices in there. And you just give it a little bit of a stir. And they say this stuff should stand for about 10 minutes. So it smells absolutely delicious. I love the smell of these spices. Everything is in there that you need. So I'm going to put that aside, and then I'll just show you what they call miracle rice. We talked about this in the intro, what it looks like if you've never seen it. So we're going to open the packet here. It normally comes in a little plastic packet. There we go. And it looks just like rice, or almost just like rice. So we can cut that open. And it's very important to pour all this liquid off here, and we don't use the liquid. When you first open the packet, you will smell a little bit of a fishy smell, and that's totally normal. It's like that. And the smell goes away if you rinse it. So we're going to just rinse this now in cold water. There we go. So that's the liquid then. Don't want that. Cold water. And some people say you should rinse it for a few minutes. So really make a big job out of rinsing the rice. And then the next step, a lot of people say removes even more of that fishy smell, and that is putting it now into some boiling hot water. So we're going straight to the hot water here. Rice into it. And we're going to boil that just for 2 or 3 minutes. I'll turn the heat up. Here we go, the water is basically boiling. So leave that for 3 minutes. Okay, so our rice has now been boiling for about 3 minutes. You can boil it a bit longer if you want, but there's no need. So we're going to drain that off now. So I'm going to just pour that in our sieve here. I've just put a smaller sieve in there so that all the rice doesn't fall through. There we go. So we'll just leave that for there. And now we'll put another pan on here. It's good to have a non-stick pan. There we go. And we're just going to start off with a tiny bit of oil. I normally do that not over the heat. So just brush on a bit of oil. If you have a little spray bottle, you can use that. But yeah, the whole idea of this dish is it's a fried rice dish. So you really want to fry your rice and your veggies and stuff. So let's have a look here. I have decided to add a little bit of ham. So you don't need to add any meat. A lot of people add a little bit of chicken breast, just raw, or a little bit of pork loin, just little raw cubes. But I've decided a bit of ham here today, which is quite popular. So we'll start off with our little green leeks or onions if you wish. Just a medium heat. You can put it a bit hotter if you like. Of course you can add here a bit of ginger or garlic or anything you like really. I'm going to put our cabbage in next, and we're just going to stir it around like a stir fry if you wish. So the sky is the limit here with veggies. Traditionally, onions are popular, carrots popular, and red peppers. So I'm going to just keep adding the veggies. I'm not going to cook them very long. You can also, of course, use a wok. Traditionally, they would use them in Indonesia, woks. So I'm going to make this quite a big amount, even though using only one portion of the rice. I'm adding quite a lot of veggies, so you can probably get 3 or 4 portions out of this mix here. I've not weighed the veggies out. You just use whatever you've got, and if you like more veggies, you add more. I like using different colors, so the orange, the red, the green, it looks pretty, and sometimes it's just nice. Here we go. So what we'll do, we'll cook that for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to add a bit of soy sauce and our other little bits. For now, I'm going to add our mixture of our dehydrated veggies that's now been steeping in the water. And now all those spices will go into the veggies here. And it also gives it that characteristic color of the Nasi Goreng. Now it's starting to smell amazing. So at this point you can stir this now for about 5 more minutes, just so that your veggies are only just cooked. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of soy sauce in here. You could probably use a bit more if you want to. It's your own taste. And then I'm going for a 1/4 teaspoon of the sweetener, because the stuff is really concentrated. So there we go. And I'm going to give that a little stir. And we're going to add that to our wonderful veggies here. So you'll see there's not a whole lot of liquid in here, which is fine, because we've not used a lot of oil. So if you find it looks a little bit dry, you can put a few drops of water in, but it doesn't really need that. It's not that kind of dish. Okay, so now the next step would be to put your rice in there. And you can of course cook your rice the day before. You can just use cold rice from the fridge. That's what they do in Indonesia. They use up their leftovers. And here we are. So what I'm normally looking for is about 50% rice, 50% veggies. But other parts of the world might be 10% veggies, 90% rice. So it's just whatever you prefer. Now that is ready now. Now, if you want to get the maximum out of these flavors, what I would suggest is you put the lid on and you leave this to sit for maybe 45 minutes or an hour. You can always reheat it slightly. Then the maximum amount of flavor will come through. Or the other way to do is leave it overnight, but obviously not with the lid on. You will leave it to cool off and then have it in your fridge overnight and reheat it the next day. So for maximum flavor, that's what we'll do. So I've got my pan here. We're going to do an egg here. Pan is nice and hot. This is just one normal chicken egg. So we'll put that in the pan. And I'm going to put the lid on it here. There we go, and we'll just leave that. So we're going to dish up now. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've got a little ring here. This is actually a little sponge tin ring, but if you've got a mousse ring, that's even better. So I'm going to just dish up into the ring here, and hopefully it's going to look nice. So this is what we would do normally in a restaurant or something like that. But at home, of course, you can just serve it in a bowl if you like. So now we compact it slightly. Going to add a bit more here. Still got room. So depending on your size of your portion, you'll get maybe 2 or 3 portions of this size out. So I've just greased the oil ever so slightly. Hopefully it will lift out, no problem. So here we go, here we go. Ah, there we are, we've got it. So to finish it off, we've got our fried egg here. I normally just put these little bits underneath. Here we go, we're not wasting anything here. And our egg on top. So that's very traditional to have the egg on top. There we go. And now the other bit of the garnish that is optional, of course. Here we go. We'll just do a few tomato wedges here. Nice fresh tomato wedges. And then I've got my cucumber. I'm just going to put them in between. Maybe not the most exciting of garnishes, but you can of course do whatever you like. You can put a little sprig of fresh herbs on top. And that is our Nasi Goreng. Put a little pepper on. Okay guys, that's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I've given you a little bit of an idea of what you can do with your Konjac rice and your Konjac noodles. Now this dish, the Nasi Goreng, is with the rice. In another video I will show you something with the noodles, and I will also show you, something that's not Indonesian inspired, maybe Italian inspired, or another part of the world, and we'll just have a little bit of fun with it. So I wish you here from Bulgaria a wonderful day or evening whenever you're watching this video. If you like it, please give us a like, share it with your friends. If you would like to subscribe, that would be amazing. And don't forget to hit that notification button. And we'll see you next time. Bye.